Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack, and today is a small creator set. This is, I think, from 2017. It might not be actually. It might have come from the previous wave from 16. Don't actually remember. It isn't that old of a set. It's the Green Cruiser. It is a 3-in-1 creator set, and I was actually looking at this, and because it's a small enough creator set, I might do two of the 3 builds. Usually I just make the featured one, and I kind of just show you the pictures of some of the other 2, but I like the look. I especially like the look of this green cruiser boat. I mean, this weird thing with the 2 big sponsons in the front. I actually think that is a worthwhile thing to build. So what I'm gonna do is actually build this one first. This one I think is actually gonna take less pieces. I'm gonna build this one first and then take it apart and then build the featured build right after that. And hopefully won't take that much extra time. It's only 122 pieces. By the way, it's 122 pieces. It is recommended for the ages 6 to 12, and it has, it's set number 31056. It sells for $10, £10, or €10 across the board. At least that's what I saw on BrickSet. And yeah, so I'm gonna switch it down to here. And as always, when I switch it down to here, hello everybody, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day in California. Well, we're in California here. Things are looking pretty good. I should have 3 manuals because it is a 3-in-1 set. And yes, I do. I've got, what? This looks like a, oh wait, okay. I thought they sent me the wrong manual. I was like, this isn't for the right set. This is the Sunset bike. That's just an advertisement for the Sunset bike. Okay, yeah. We got the proper manuals inside. Do not worry. Okay, so like I said, so this is the featured build. This looks like it could actually fit minifigs on the inside. I think it's 8 studs wide, which is a little bit wider than the average one. This looks like it could also fit a minifig, and that's kind of why I'm intrigued. And this one, you can't fit a minifig. You can already, I don't think you can fit a minifig, but I also just don't think the proportions are that great. And I don't think it's worth it to do all 3 of them. And so I'm cutting this one out. Sorry, I've just made the executive decision. But, and I want to end with the featured build because usually that's the coolest one. So I will start with the secondary guy here. So we're going to build the sponsorship. That's what I found out these are called. These 2 pontoon type things in the front. I thought they're pontoons. Apparently they're like, you can call them sponsons too. All right, Ultimate Spider Boys from California too. I'm sure we got a lot of California kids jumping into the stream. So let's start this thing right off. Only 122 pieces, yeah. So this should go pretty darn quick. Yeah, I think the boat looks good also as well. I didn't see your username. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I thought it was worth checking out, so let's get this thing built. Like I skipped the alternate builds for the Sunset bike. I honestly thought I thought both of the alternate builds for the Sunset bike last week live stream. I thought though both of those were good. Just it was probably 2 or 3 times as many parts though, and this live stream would have ended up being like 2 or 3 hours long or something. Because it does take time to take Lego apart. And why am I not able? There it is. Yeah. So that's just the reason. Don't think that if I didn't build the other 3-in-1 builds from other previous reviews that it was because I didn't like them. It's just a time factor. Oh wow. And it just wants me to add all of these plates. So many little plates. Yeah, this is definitely a secondary build. They wouldn't normally ask you to put so many little plate pieces down together to just make one flat surface. If this was the featured build, they definitely would have made a single colored piece to kind of go all the way through. But this is sort of the after the fact. After they ended up with the build they liked, they tried to figure out what they could do with the parts after that. That's actually something, I don't know if you guys build other kinds of brick, like interlocking brick toys, because there are other ones out there, but there was this one out there called Law's Brick that I actually really liked. They offered to send me a bunch of stuff to review for the channel, but I was like, we're kind of Lego purists here on the channel, and I'm not going to do it. I really did want to take them up on the offer, though, because I really do like Law's bricks. But I didn't. I stayed pure to the Lego form. I still think Lego is 10 times better than Law's. I actually do kind of like how they give you so many spare parts in a set that you can actually do like a little mini build. Every single set you can do just like a free build. And that's always, I always really appreciated that. But anyways, yeah, so this thing's gonna come together pretty quick, it looks like. Mike is Polish guy. Yeah, Polish Mike is not in town. Mike is in Poland, actually. I don't know why I call him Polish Mike. I don't ever call him that. But yeah, he's in Poland now, doing his thing. And I know he asked you guys in his last stream. He was like, I'm gonna be in Poland, and I want you guys to say how much you miss me during the live streams and stuff. I remember him saying that. He was just like, you guys comment, say that you miss me and that you want me back. It's like, yeah, you can't just beg for it, Mike. It doesn't work that way. Here we go. Yeah. Maybe he's watching the live streams. I don't know. He might. Hey, Mike, if you're watching the live stream, say something in the comment section. Or don't. I mean, I probably won't even read it anyways. Oh, snap. Okay, just kidding. Yeah, this is going together very quickly. And I've got a minifigure off to the side of here to test whether or not this thing is actually going to be minifig scale. Which I'm really, really hoping. It looks so close, it would be kind of a shame that they get it to nearly the proper scale and then they just don't quite get the dimensions right to have it minifig scale. Because having a creator vehicle just look good and kind of look a little bit unique and also be minifig scale is a really big plus factor. In my book, I think that's like just such an extra factor, because before, creator sets are always just relying on the fact that they look like cool vehicles. But if they're cool vehicles that are also integratable with the rest of your sort of Lego parts, then that's doubly good. That's great vocabulary I've got going on there. Okay. What are you guys talking about today? Hopefully this I can break this thing apart quickly. Because all these little parts too sometimes take a little bit of time to really pry everything off. I've got a bunch of brick separators off to the side of me, so if I can see if I can break this thing down as quickly as possible. This is actually a secondary build that looks like it's still going to use almost every single part from the primary too. At least it looks that way right now. Usually the primary build takes every single piece, and then secondary and third or whatever, they always take just some of them. Usually more than half, but never all of them. I think that would be too much to ask. Looks pretty good though. I think they're doing a pretty bang-up job with the design here, even though it's not the initial idea. Okay, here we go. This is looking pretty sweet. Ooh, I need 3 of these now. Oh, pizza beats waffles. Pizza beats waffles? Why are you even comparing pizza and waffles? They're not even... That's like trying to compare, you know, ice cream and hamburgers or something. It doesn't add up. Okay, here we go. So this is the first of all, I really like the build for these steering wheels. I think that looks so much better than a Lego minifigure, like the classic minifigure steering wheel that has been with Lego for like 20 some odd years. I like this build better. I think it just looks better. It's more proportional. So that's part of why I liked the look of the green cruiser, and I like the look of this, because you get a nice big steering wheel right here in the center. Okay, cool. So we're building up the front now. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, this will be easy. We're almost there with this first one. Just wanted to see. I just want to see. I might end up liking this one more, but I am going to be building this. I am going to be... whoa. Where does this go? Oh, I see. Okay, yes. Nice. So this is the back rudder here. Oh, and then I didn't realize that the detailing was just going to be so simple. You just put these down here in the front. You get this little factor here, and then this great piece. I love this piece. There we go. I think that is it. Let me just make sure Yep, that's it. Okay, cool. So the first one's done. And I'll say right off the bat that it doesn't look as good from the sides as I initially anticipated. I was like, this thing looks so cool, but I was kind of looking at it like this. And this little, like, especially these little side handles, they don't show you these just like big, fat, Technic open points. So this thing doesn't look quite as cool as I was initially anticipating. Though the shape is actually all right. This is the one part that I think was covered up sort of strategically from the box cover, because this is the least nice looking part. But I mean, once again, this is a secondary build. This is something that was just made with the spare parts after the fact. And here we go. I've got my little pilot figure. Just a random figure. Just totally random. Yeah, and he fits in just fine. His arms don't bump into anything. It actually looks pretty good. I like this. He's a good distance away from the steering wheel as well. So this is a very integratable ship to have. And if you really wanted to mess around with this, like if you really wanted to cover this up, you could add some of those little blue Technic pinholes, and then maybe if you had another tile piece in green, you could cover that up. If you really wanted to, like that is something, these are things that you could cover up. If you really did want to keep this as a featured build, you could modify it to very easily to make it just look a little bit better. So anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it is going to take time to get this thing apart. And all right, I'm building an Imperial base out of Lego for a Star Wars display. That's awesome. I'm always a big fan of those giant Star Wars builds. Usually when you see a really big build from Lego, they always try to make it like a licensed thing. Like it's always a giant Batman Gotham City thing, or it's Star Wars, or it's Lord of the Rings. You rarely ever see something where it's like, oh, I just made this giant, massive landscape out of my imagination just because. Usually it's a dedication to something that somebody really loves from like a movie or a show. There was that one kid at Bricks LA. Or was it Bricks LA? Can't remember now. Who did that awesome tribute to the Lego Batman movie with the Pirate Island. That was crazy. That was really, really cool. Yeah, see how much I can take this off. Brick separator and action. Should have the green one. Okay, and then this part right in here. Here we go, actually. You can pry it out that way. That's easier. Okay, getting there. I feel like it's just easier to use your fingers to get that off. And then, here we go. Jack, you are a fan of Star Wars? Yes, I am a fan of Star Wars. We've been buying every single Lego Star Wars set, I think, for the past like 2 years now. Feeling that's gonna end up being the same build for the cruiser, for the green cruiser. But yes, massive, massive fan of the Star Wars. All right. So this is a very quick. See, this is the reason why I've always avoided doing these, all three of the 3-in-1s, because it just takes time. It just takes time to break everything away. Not a huge factor. I wish there was like, we could do this in a more fun way. We actually had, like, I want to say a year ago, my brother had an old BattleBot. Those episodes are so much fun to make, but nobody watched them, and so we're just like, they take a long time to produce, and nobody seems to be interested in them. But we were just like destroying Lego sets with a giant Lego BattleBot. Also, we were destroying our own Lego. The BattleBot was too powerful, and we were like messing up our Lego pieces, so we stopped doing it. If I could find a way to just explode sets without actually hurting the parts, I would love to do that. I think that would be really fun, because we part down sets all the time here at the studio, but if we could just do it in a fun way where we just kind of like blow them up, but actually not blow them up, that would be best case scenario. All right, and let's just break this last piece. Boom. All right, it is now officially parted down. Let me move this. This is gonna be the build area. Let's get get this green cruiser built. And it looks like we might be able to fit 2 minifigs in here. Maybe. This one doesn't look quite as accessible as the one I just built. The walls seemed a little bit high on the side, so we might not be able to fit a minifig on the inside. But I am hopeful. I've got high hopes. Okay, here we go. This actually looks, yeah, I think it is 8 studs. Well, no, maybe it's just 6 studs wide. I'm not sure. Now I'm confused. I'm looking at it again, and it looks like it could just be 6 studs. No. I think it is 8 studs. Okay. Let's just build it and find out. Oof. Darth Vader, yes, what? He is parting down the alternate build and building the actual one. Yes, if you are jumping into the live stream now, it might look a little bit funny because I was just breaking a whole bunch of stuff down. This is a 3-in-1 set, and I built one of the alternate versions, the Speedboat, which I actually thought was all right. The side build of the Speedboat was a little bit. They kind of cover up the side of the Speedboat in the production pictures, but it doesn't look as good from the side. But generally speaking, I think it worked pretty well, and it fit our minifig inside very easily. So that's always a plus. There's always a plus if you can fit a minifig in quite easily. All right, and now this green cruiser's coming together rather quickly. I should say, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, this thing is very, very simple. I have a feeling it's also going to be built like a brick. Like you could drop this thing off of a 2-story building and well, no, maybe not. Don't ever drop a Lego set off a 2-story building. I don't know if any Lego set could possibly survive a fall like that. Maybe a video would answer that question. Can a Lego set survive a 2-story drop? How about a 3-story? That would actually be a fun video, except I don't want to destroy my Lego. There's so many fun videos you can do with Lego, except so many of them also involve potentially just destroying actual parts, which I'm highly against destroying actual Lego pieces. I used to do that when I was a kid. I would mess around and I'd break pieces off. You know, you're a kid and you break things. Or you just twist something back and forth, and then it's all bent up and stuff. I used to do that when I was younger, but now I feel like the true challenge and like the true like the satisfaction you get out of making a Lego build now, at least for me, is to get something you like, to put some pieces together in a way that nobody's done it before and actually have it work really well. I think that's the ultimate goal, I think, of like a lot of builders nowadays. Like the real, like older builders, like the real challenge is like, all right, like how can I get this to look as good as possible, but also be created with like really good solid connections. Sometimes people will take the very delicate loose connections over looking like excellent. Personally, I like to be able to be comfortable moving something around or picking something up. So if it's a little bit of an aesthetic sacrifice, if it's a little bit of a sacrifice being like, it doesn't look quite as accurate as it could, but it's way stronger, and you can actually like pick the thing up or move something around or open something up, I'll usually choose that. Like my brother does a lot of Lego building, and his style is to make it look as hyper accurate as possible, like look as good as possible, but like, I hate moving his models around because you can't touch the darn things, because if you breathe on it in the wrong way, the whole thing just falls apart. You're like, all right, it's just not as fun. Oh yeah, okay, so I think this is the steering wheel. I left these pieces together from the last one. I don't think I need to take that apart. It hasn't actually asked me to put the steering wheel on yet. But, so yeah, that's just my own philosophy. Rated PG for pretty good. Who's rated PG? Are you guys talking about a movie? The dank creator, that's in. Okay, I can't tell what you guys are talking about. Let's get these bad boys in there. Where are these? Can't even see where it's supposed to go. Am I crazy? It says, oh, it's in the back. Okay. Gosh, I couldn't even see that. I think we're putting on the exhaust pipe now. Yeah. it's crazy when you're building a really, really big set, like a really big one, and it tells you to put on just like a handful of random pieces. And it's like you're just looking at a huge picture of just this massive build, and you just don't know where it's supposed to go. I was almost wanted to use that as an excuse right now, but this is too small for that to really be a factor. But yeah, when you're building something and you just have no idea, you're like, what? I'm looking at the entire Technic crawler crane, and you want me to find where this one single 1x2 is supposed to go? Here we go. Where am I? Oh, there we go. So yeah, now we're actually building in using the parts that we didn't use before. More of the pieces that we didn't use before. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so these are parts that I kind of skipped over because we didn't use everything the last time we built the whatchamacallit. Last time we built the motorboat. Ooh, wait a second. Where does this come down to? Oh, wait a sec. Supposed to add this. Correct? Oh, interesting. Let me just make sure, because I think I did skip some of those green pieces I did. Okay. See, I'm trying to go too fast and I'm skipping parts now. Notice me, says the professor, Professor MLG. You have been noticed, because I looked up and that was the only thing I read. Notice, witness me. Here we go. Where is this even attaching? Oh, that's such a cool connection. I like this. So it's like make this little inverted slope piece, and then you kind of attach it here, and you attach it here, and you get a great little connection there. I like that. Building that onto the other side. That's such an easy and quick way to get a fun sort of fluid connection between these color states. And it creates a fun little wheel well for the wheels. Love it. That's a great little bit of building. And we're building on the covers for the light. Should be very flush. It looks like it will be. Yes. Building that a second time over. See, this is going to be a nice wide car. You know what this reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of like how a Lotus would be in Lego, because it's going to be really, really wide and not that long. I mean, in reality, this is just going to be 10 times larger than what a Lotus would actually be, minifigure scale. But it's as close as you're going to get, I think. Oh, this is going to look good. Okay, I know how we're doing this one also. So we got these nice tinted windows, and then we're going to be building the cover. So we've got our engine, or flatbed, that kind of looks like where an engine would be. Yeah, this really does kind of remind me of how a Lotus would look. Just a little bit larger than minifig scale. Now, if we can fit, I don't know if we can fit a minifig. I think we can fit a minifig in here, but it is going to look a little bit funny. I can already see, I think that the side walls for this, get me? Okay. Looks okay. Folds down. I don't really like this underside of the studs sticking out as much. I don't think that looks quite as good. But it is kind of nice having this sort of like see-through part that goes down to the engine. That does look alright. Alright. Now we're using both of these long slope pieces that we only had one of for the last build. Much, much better. Alright. Yes, then go on. I am Groot. Okay, what are you guys talking about? Nice. So this should potentially... Oh, interesting. We doing it like that? Looks like, yeah. Looks like there's going to be just the tiniest amount of space there. You can't really tell. But this, yeah, the way this thing's built up, there's nothing underneath. Nothing underneath these tile pieces. That looks pretty good. This actually is really reminding me of the Riddler's most recent car from the Lego Batman movie set. You know what I'm talking about? He has like this fun sort of like sleek, really big, wide green car that has this great sort of build technique in the front. This is kind of reminding me of that. It doesn't have the same building technique, but just the color combination and the fact that it's like a big, wide, kind of long car. And there we go. So this is gonna work like this, work like this. We're almost there, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. We're just about done with the featured build for the set. I think we're getting there too. Hold on. All right. Just getting the last of the lights on. We don't have license plates or any special prints, which I think is fine. I don't think it's really like that necessary. Oh, cool. And this thing just fits right on in the front. That looks great. I think this is looking really good. I think all we need to do now is, there we go. Yep, it's asking me to put on the windshield, which I'm sure fits on right like that. And wheels, and we should be good. All right, sweet. So that's it. I'm just putting the last bit on, and then we're gonna really do the final test. And the final test is seeing whether or not this thing actually looks any good with minifigs inside. If we can really, truly, honestly fit minifigs on the inside. Okay, so let me get the last two wheels on, and we should be good. The Lego Batman movie. Riddler's Riddle Racer. Yes, that's the set I was thinking of. The Riddler's Riddle Racer. Riddler's Riddle Racer. Actually, I think I've got that set. I don't know if I put it in the city or if I still have it on display in the back. It might be hanging out in the Lego City because we were playing around with it. But there it is. Boom. So this is 8 studs wide, like I initially anticipated, which is way wider than your average. I'm gonna get another car and show you guys just for comparison. So let's get this. Oh, here we go. This is the set I was talking about. So here's the Riddler's Riddle Racer. Also 8 studs wide, and just way longer. So like this looks cool, but like this in the Lego City just looks like a freaking giant monster truck car compared to like your average Lego City car. This is Speed Champions, which I think is the best scale. This one in particular is a little bit long, but this is it compared to a 6 stud wide car. So I actually don't think this is too bad. Being kind of shorter and wider, this is why it kind of reminds me of the Lotus. But the real factor is getting a minifig in here. So we can kind of tilt we can sit the guys down. Actually, this is no problem at all. Oh, that's perfect. Well, let me grab another minifig. Okay, let's see. Grab just any random guy. It's so weird, this old guy's got a yellow suit with like the yellow minifig skin that looks, I can't remember what this guy's from. He's like this ancient fig. But anyways, yeah, because there's, oh, that's so good. This is like, that looks good. I thought, the problem I thought was that the sidewalls were gonna be too high. I thought the sidewalls were gonna be too high and the minifigure's arms were just gonna be uncomfortably like sticking way up in the air, but that is not the case at all. So this is actually an all right looking build. In fact, I think even if you wanted, you could tile it up. Do I have any tiles? Let me mess around with this now just because I got the time. How many studs is that? Okay. Well, you can, if I can just lift his arm up a little bit because I think it actually does have the space. You can, if you really wanted to, tile off this top part and really kind of smooth it out. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. My mistake. Did I just break that off? Yeah, I did. But let's get the minifigs out for just 1 second. And you can tile it off. I'm custom modifying this now. This is turned into a custom, grabbing 2 more little tiles. Hold on. I know I've got some green tiles in here. Let's do that. All right. I wasn't really planning on messing around with it, but here, okay, this is what it looks like when I've tiled everything off. I think I can see now why now that I have put the tiles on, I think I can see why they didn't bother to do that, because it kind of leaves a little bit, like it might look a little bit nicer if it dips down here, and that's what showing off the studs kind of gives the impression of. It just looks a little bit rough with the studs. So this is smoother, but it doesn't look quite as sleek. It looks a little bit silly almost with just like this flat line that kind of comes across. You almost never see something like that, a big boxy kind of thing with a sporty looking car like this. Anyways, so that's the little custom modifying. This is the build for the engine in the back. It's a little low. I feel like they could have built up the great pieces just the tiniest tad amount, but that's fine. And ultimately, I think it's really cool that you can just flip this down. You got this see-through window for the engine. And I think this works just fine in terms of an actual build to put into the Lego city. It'll break up the look of things that are in the city, and I think this looks a little bit better, a little bit nicer in comparison to just scaling wise, like these big, like everything that came from the Lego Batman movie. This is a great build. It's so cool. I love this sleek front build here for the lights. I think this looks wonderful, but it doesn't scale that well with the city. And we actually even have a little bit of a clear casing going over a much bigger, much beefier look for the engine in the back. So it does that. There's a lot of little factors about this that kind of remind me of the Riddler's Riddle Racer. But generally speaking, I think this is fine. I think it actually works all right. So I don't know. Let me hear what you guys think about this. Jack, your Adventure Time Treehouse was awesome. Thank you so much, Sam Johnston. I actually do want to do a follow-up video for that, for the Adventure Time Treehouse. In fact, you know what? We're on the live stream right now. If you guys want to see the treehouse, I can bring it out. We're pretty much done with the review, but let me just grab the treehouse and hopefully not break everything. It's a super heavy build. Can you hear me? I think you can. I'm actually just grabbing the treehouse. Whew! Oh man, I don't want to break it. It'd make for a funny live stream, but I would be upset because this thing took me forever to make. But yeah, anyways, this is the actual Adventure Time treehouse. Okay, that is so nerve-wracking, moving big mock builds around. So this is what we got for the Adventure Time thing. These roof pieces, this is what is going to modify. Ooh, what am I breaking off? I'm breaking off little parts of the actual thing down here. Let's see if I can do it. Mirror image. Oh no, here we go. But yeah, so this is the actual treehouse. It looks crazy. It was really fun to build, really fun to put together. Yeah, tons of hours went into this, just over and over and over. I remember I was just super tired and I was like, Mike, take over. And that's why he pops up during the live stream when I'm halfway through building it. He just kind of jumps in. Let me switch back to this camera. There we go. You can kind of see it maybe a little bit better if I pull it back. But anyways, oh yeah, I took off that. I always take this part off when I move it because look how wobbly that is. This was not really meant to be like built. This has only existed as a digital designer file. So like it looks great on the computer, but like it's just not structurally sound. So that's why it's all wobbly. In fact, I built a little bit of a transparent stand to kind of keep underneath this particular arm, just when it's sitting there for display, because it's just going to bend the Lego down over time and kind of mess with the whole model. So anyways, that was an episode we did. Anyways, this was the actual review, guys. This was the actual review. Sorry if it's a little bit overexposed, but decent. It's fine. It's $10 for 122 pieces, so that's fine. Part to price ratio, I'd say, is average. Technically, it's above average, but it doesn't come with a minifig, which I feel like kind of somehow brings the price down a little bit. So I'd say it's totally average, because 122 pieces for 10 bucks is still decent. You get two. The great thing about it is you get two different vehicles that scale perfectly with minifig size. The third one, that truck, I don't think properly scales for minifigs, and they've done that truck in way better forms from actual sets, whereas this is kind of a unique shape and look to a car that you don't get quite the same way from Speed Champions or something, and I still think it scales. I actually didn't show you, but look, there's a little bit of space in that front spot. You see where the wheel is? And that's one thing I didn't point out. The interior looks a little bit incomplete right in the front. It looks great in the back. Like, it looks excellent in the back, and it's just like an open road where your feet could get kind of torn up or something. I don't know. But ultimately, yeah, I think it actually works pretty well. These little bits these tiles actually aren't part of the normal build. I just added them on at the end because I thought they looked better. I think I'll probably keep them there. But anyways, yeah. So that's it for this episode. That's it for this little live stream for today. I know I didn't have a video come out for today. I'm working on a really cool one for tomorrow though, and I really hope that I finish it in time. It's a lot of work getting this one done. There's all this weird research that I'm doing. It was a video basically that I wanted to find on YouTube and I couldn't find it, so I just decided to make it myself. And it's taken time. So anyways, hopefully that'll be ready for tomorrow. It's a secret. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out during the live stream. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we'll see you next time at BrickVault.